With my family, gaming with my cat right here. Back with another video. After this video, we're gonna play some little Bloxburg for y'all. And we here on the SmackDown hacker again, guys. We already know who it is. Look on Google, Mustafa Ali. Y'all know 2019 was not a good day for him, a good season for him. 2019, and the Money in the Bank, Brock Lesnar came out, and Ali was almost to the Money in the Bank until Brock Lesnar came out and get that title. And that, I don't know. I think that's why Ali is the SmackDown hacker, but Brock is not on SmackDown. I think Ali trying to get his revenge on Brock Lesnar for letting him lose in that Money in the Bank 2019 for the boys. Y'all already know who won the girls. Bailey, 2019, she won the girls Money in the Bank. But guys, on to the video.
Without a doubt, the SmackDown Hacker storyline is probably one of the biggest in WWE right now, and it's a really cool story because it's one that WWE have put a lot of thought into, and it's one that really hasn't been affected too much by the current situation in the world. They may have dragged it on a little bit longer than what they probably would have wanted to, but I'm sure we will get the reveal soon. And when we do, I think some people will be interested to know who the hacker is, obviously. And although we've had a lot of fun on the channel theorizing, it could be this person, that person, this faction and everything else, I think it's pretty obvious who we've always assumed.
Let me see, can I find some other videos about the hacker?
I think some things give it away quite clearly. Of course, I'm talking about Mustafa Ali. Now, Mustafa Ali's had sort of an up and down career in WWE. He seems to be really heavily regarded backstage, and then before we know it, he's disregarded or he's injured, and it kind of does really kill his momentum. I don't think
people saying he was a Sabre Woods, but Sabre Woods is not white.
But when we see the hacker videos, you can clearly see in the monitors that ring of lights. In fact, it's the very first thing we saw. In the form of the glitch. It's how all this hacker stuff started for a few weeks. We got this glitch that got more powerful, seemingly. And we thought straight away it would be Ali with the ring of light in the hands. But then we got the envelope behind it. And we wondered what on earth that could be.
The only reason I'm doing this video about the hacker because I need some more information about Mustafa Ali. Y'all know Mustafa Ali used to be a cop. Now he's WWE superstar. Now he's the SmackDown hacker. Yeah, we're gonna pause it.
Well, we now know the envelope is like a message that Ali, if he's the hacker, is trying to deliver. We know the message will be delivered. He's told us that on Twitter before. And that's all the hacker wants to do, is let the truth be heard.
Wait,
so surely someone who wants to tell
like
the truth,
brown, but
well, surely they can't
the
be
SmackDown
a
hacker hand was white. Did he change his voice? What? Yep, he changed his voice.
The hacker can't be a bad guy. He's got to be a good guy, which means Ali, we know, he's always been a babyface in WWE. WWE have liked him in that role. So, surely...
Look like you brown. Let me see. We already know who's SmackDown hacker. Oh, my bad. Yeah. Oh, no. No, my God. To see who is behind the direction of the voice, we already know it's what's his name again? I forgot. Mustafa Ali. New WWE female hacker voice revealed. WWE new. It's not a female voice. Oh, so it can be a female, so they can just change their voice. But SmackDown hacker revealed a new WWE. Okay, we don't need y'all help no more, cause y'all know y'all If y'all look on Google, it's Mustafa Ali. Oh, nothing. Like y'all don't see this. I swear my brother had been on my phone like, and he be looking who the SmackDown hacker, and also, why is he looking for some? Okay, brother, why is you doing this, bro? Oh no. Oh, he's asleep. Wake up. I'll be back.
Down mystery hacker revealed. Mustafa Ali was a police officer before he became a full-time wrestler.
Oh, so he was a police officer first then. So, that's the truth. He was a police officer before he became a wrestler. And guys, the truth came out. Here's your SmackDown hacker. Now back to YouTube so y'all can see about this.
Ali makes perfect sense. He has got what it is the hacker trying to deliver.
I gotta eat some steak right here.
Were you paying attention?
Yeah, that's his voice. Yeah, that's him. That's his voice. I know. Under the match.
I told you. The truth will be heard.
Yep, Mustafa Ali. He's a SmackDown hacker.
Okay, well it says we put it in the video because obviously some people have worked out that the hacker talks. Therefore, if we change the pitch a little bit, you get the very clear voice.
Yeah.
It sounds like Mustafa Ali.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
Ali is the hacker. Now, there's also other evidence for that. He did some videos just shy of a year ago, some like promo videos. He was all set to return, and of course these were literally, you read the title, Ali pledges to be the light for those who need him. That's from Stomping Grounds last June.
10
so
months
literally
ago.
so close to a year ago.
Oh,
and the very first thing we see from the glitches is the ring of light in front of the message. Now, that could be the omen that this is Ali. And of course, not only that, when you go back through those promos, Ali is talking about doing the right thing. We know he's a former police officer, and therefore he wants to uphold the law. He wants to do the right thing. And throughout these promos, this is exactly what Ali talks about doing. Not only that, but throughout them, he actually helps people along the way. He finds someone who's drinking excessively. Obviously, they're on the wrong path in life. And Ali, sees them and he talks about putting them back on the right path, making them the right choices. He talks about someone being bullied and how he'd basically put his safety at risk if it means...
I know y'all heard that voice. That voice just sound like Mustafa Ali on that mask. So of course,
nothing
Mustafa
would come
Ali.
between them. And then it was revealed that Sonya Deville
Coming.
and Ziggler were...
Y'all come well. I gotta eat steak. Yeah, y'all know. Whatever. Bye, guys.
With Mandy Rose's love life, of course, Fire and Desire are no more. It actually then led to Mandy Rose and Otis's massive WrestleMania moment. Honestly, I think Twitter nearly died at the sight of this. They absolutely loved it, and I don't blame them at all. But it's no coincidence the hacker actually showed up on SmackDown after Mandy Rose, because there's a whole theory out there now that Mandy could screw Otis out of the briefcase and out of his big world championship opportunity. It's very, very plausible. Now, of course,
We haven't seen Tucker until a long time, so it could be Tucker. No tell.
No, we did a video a couple of days ago saying that the hacker could be going after Kofi Kingston. This all came about because of his Twitter page at the Message WWE, where he used new coordinates that took us to Kingston Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. And we do clearly know that the history of Ali and Kofi obviously took Ali's 6th place in the Elimination Chamber match. It led on to Kofi Mania and everything that came around because of it. Kofi winning the WWE title. In a way, Mustafa Ali can say, well, that was supposed to be me. And maybe he's got a bit of attitude. Maybe he's not a good guy through and through, because maybe he wants a bit of revenge. We know that he can see everything. And it might be that he doesn't want to feud with Kofi, but maybe he just wants to expose Kofi. Maybe throughout that time, Kofi was sort of bragging and saying he's better than Big E, better than Xavier, and maybe the hacker has footage of that. I think it's plausible. It's definitely something to watch out for. Obviously, SmackDown is like hours away at this point, so it's something to actually consider maybe for that show, maybe next week as well, to keep an eye on Kofi, keep an eye on everything, because we never know when the hacker's going to actually come about. And that's the fun, because the hacker sees everyone. Now, we have also theorised that there are multiple different hackers, and for obvious reasons. Of course, we spoke about it on this video, Hackers Revealed, because there are people changing the tones of every hacker video, and there are some that just do not sound like Mustafa Ali. There's one that definitely sounds like Xavier Woods. There's one that definitely sounds like Chad Gable. But surely a good hacker would be able to change the voices, knowing people would want to change the voices. Surely that would just make sense, right? And maybe that's the whole purpose of this statement. The truth will be heard. Maybe the fans were meant to hear the truth. Maybe WWE want us to go and change the pitch of all these videos because they know we're going to do it. They know channels like this exist. They know people like are on Twitter and do it instantly. So maybe they think, right, you need to hear the truth. We'll subliminally tell you to. Therefore, you believe it's other people, when all along it could just be Mustafa Ali. Hell, it might not even be Mustafa Ali. There is a whole range of superstars that people think it could be, from Kushida, CM Punk, to Jonathan Coachman, to Hornswoggle, to Vince McMahon himself. And surely they could nick that light thing. Maybe they could do a lot more as well. And I feel like the unfortunate thing is, when and if it is Mustafa Ali that's revealed to be the hacker, a lot of people will jump on it and complain, saying it could have been and it should have been. And you know what? Maybe it could have been, and maybe it should have been, but it wasn't. And if it is Mustafa Ali, I'm perfectly fine with it. I think Ali is a really talented wrestler, and we always say how WWE rely on these legends far too much, and that they need to leave Goldberg in the retirement home and build up new stars. Well, that's exactly what they are doing. Whether you love this storyline or you hate it, you're watching this video. Therefore, you must have some kind of interest in who the hacker is, what the hacker's doing, why are they doing it, etc. And that is what WWE want to provoke in you. They want to provoke a reaction to a story that they're producing, and that's exactly what they're getting. I think it's a great idea. I think Mustafa Ali is very talented. Unfortunately, he seems to get a really big...
So, here's, I'm thinking, since Kofi Kingston on SmackDown, I don't know why I call this SmackDown hacker. It gotta be Mustafa Ali, cause he's on SmackDown, guys. So he gonna call himself the SmackDown hacker, cause he used to be on he on SmackDown. So like Kofi and all those people on SmackDown, he trying to get all the revenge he got, like Brock Lesnar, Kofi, Roman Reigns. And Big E, the Savior. But they said Savior could be 100. Or can the SmackDown hacker control all the voice? Must means the corn. Just getting the juice out of the corn.
Ladies and gents, I managed to beat Baby Hyper's Impossible House, but I think I have another huge challenge.
Let's go back.
Push, he either then gets injured or they do postpone that push, and it just doesn't happen for him. He was a major star down in 205 Live, and since he's come to the main roster, he's been in some decent feuds, but nothing's really cracked it just yet. And I think this hacker storyline has done it. Right now, if this is Mustafa Ali, he is the talk of the WWE Universe, and that's exactly what WWE want him to be. So let me know your thoughts, as you always do, in the comment section down below. Don't forget to share the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're new, consider turning on notifications. I will, as always, see you next time. Peace.
Be back with I pause it. She's done eating. I'll unpause it. It's still gonna be paused if I'm gonna look for another video of him. I'm gonna let y'all see this for yourself. Can't talk, bro. Can't talk. Oh yeah, let's just watch this. This Mustafa Ali is behind the ooh, I got steak sauce in here. Yes, this is probably gonna be a long video here because we're gonna react to all to these videos. If Mustafa Ali being the SmackDown hacker, it could be CM Punk. Or Google probably be lying. I don't know.
So guys, right here you can see wishing well, one diamond per wish, and then you can see poppers in there, and I made it connect.
Video. Give a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also hit that notification bell to be notified when I first upload it. Also check out the description box down below. Sorry, I'm just gonna go right into it.
This is not nothing.
I'm pretty certain. So what we're gonna do
Is
now
it?
is
And Dolph Ziggler was beating up on Tucker. Like,
Okay, yo, this is not nothing.
इस मिस्ट्री हैकर के पीछे कौन सा बंदा है, क्या वो वाकई में मुस्तफा अली है या फिर नहीं, तो इस वीडियो को देखने के बाद आपको
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying, bro.
What is he gonna do? Okay, guys, I really hope his wish is good, man. Like something, adorable, sweet, something funny. He just said, I wish.
Okay, here we go, people. Here we go. Fortunately.
Hey everyone, it's Jack from CultHolic.com, and the new
No, he just wished.
is difficult to make out because that's the point of the video. But could
Diamonds.
Yeah, okay.
Ironic. Oh no. And he wished twice for it, so another diamond.
Oh, here we go.
The message will be delivered, and the truth
The truth will be heard. He exposed every...
For the city I'm from, raise the ball what it do. If you with me, we won. When I get on, or that takeover grind. When that light it gets strong, I take it over, it's mine.
Can we get in the video? Or y'all just...
Take this life I've been given and make.
What's that noise? Wait, there's a Oh no.
Yeah, I see wrestling. Let's listen to him.
It all started with a glitch, And now we are all enthralled to find out the identity of WWE's mystery hacker. And personally, I love this story because it is cryptic, it is interesting, you have no idea what the hacker is going to reveal next, and it gives WWE the freedom to go any way they want with it. If they feel like the story's getting boring, you debut the hacker, or you can keep the hacker unidentified for any length of time. Now, it's cool that we think we know who the hacker is, and it seems really obvious, but there are still people who doubt that because of the skin tone of the hacker's hand, and people really don't know who this hacker and what the result of all this story could be. On YouTube alone, I get about 30 comments a day saying it could be this person or that person, and people are genuinely interested, and it's fun. Now, looking at the glitch...
CM Punk gotta be behind the SmackDown hacker. He got to.
Oh, he's following me!
I every time I go Google, who is the SmackDown hacker? CM Punk or Mustafa Ali? Google probably be lying. That time I don't listen to Google. So I think I'm trying to figure out who is this mysterious high hacker. It gotta be Mustafa Ali. I heard his voice under that thing, so it gotta be him. No cap, y'all. It's gotta be Mustafa Ali. So he's the SmackDown hacker. I don't know. Google said that, not me.
You can clearly see the light ring inside the hand, an outline of a hand, and we know we've seen that before from Mustafa Ali. It seems very obvious that Ali is the person behind the glitch. So what's that? We've seen this glitch before as well.
Wait. Guys, did y'all see that? Do y'all see that? Yeah, do y'all see that on his jacket? Y'all see that little circle is also on his gloves. And look at that. That's the same circle. So here we go. We already know. I found this SmackDown hacker. Cause look, it's the same Lego on his gloves and the jacket. On this side of the jacket, guys. Like, it's the same Lego. So it's gotta be him. It gotta be Mustafa Ali. It gotta be him.
Behind the glitch. So what's that? We've seen this glitch before as well. And
I think I remember that glitch, yeah.
It doesn't look like a ring of light, and it doesn't look like a hand. We've even seen it behind the ring of light, behind the hand. So who or what is that message, and what could it mean? Well, looking at what the hacker revealed on SmackDown, he does seem to be targeting tag teams. And the fact he's targeting tag teams means that it's very, very plausible that the hacker is not working alone. Maybe he's got an inside man or something. And when you look at the storyline between Mandy and Sonya, maybe it's possible that the hacker has a female accomplice. Now, let's be honest, that could be anyone. There's been no hint of that on the WWE's Raw or SmackDown roster yet. So maybe we can park that idea to one side and maybe think about, well, he could just be potentially targeting tag teams. Heavy Machinery, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode were tag teams. So who could be working alongside the hacker? It's definitely possible that there's more than two. Why not? You could start an entire faction of hackers. You could have the hacker be revealed, and then the hacks keep continuing. That would be mind-blowing. Do it, WWE. Well, big name being thrown around at the moment is Chad Gable. Now, I love the idea of Chad Gable because he's been hurt in tag teams in the past. I don't see how and why WWE would do this. just shortly after giving him the gimmick, Shorty G. That gimmick says to me they've got nothing for him, and they're just trying to do something different. Maybe they realised that was crap, and maybe they've given him this. It's possible. Another name brand.
Or it was Shorty G. Why he be put on SmackDown then if it was him?
I'm just gonna tell him this. I had so much fun taking all your diamonds today.
Yeah, no, we haven't seen the SmackDown hacker in weeks yet.
So bad.
Okay. The owner, why he on the owner? Okay.
Okay, so here's all the diamonds.
The owner. What was I saying? When this the only why he pop up to break tag teams to tell the true guys. That's why he said the truth will be heard. You know, to expose the WWE superstars. I'm gonna call them divas because they still divas. And to expose the WWE superstars. It's kidding. We're not gonna lie. We haven't seen the Xavier Woods for weeks, a long time. He be out with an injury. He's out with injuries. So it cannot be him. It cannot be a Xavier Woods. He is out with an injury. And by the way, the SmackDown hacker is white, not brown.
Around at the moment is Xavier Woods. Xavier is out of action, so maybe this could be the reveal when he returns. Maybe he was jealous of Kofi and Big E being a team while he was away. It's plausible. I personally don't think so. I think
the New Day never had got exposed, so it cannot be Xavier Woods, because the New Day never had got exposed by the SmackDown hacker. So, of course, it's not Xavier Woods, because Xavier Woods is not it's not him.
The New Day at WWE's
New Day never got
team,
exposed by the hacker.
I don't think they're going to want to break them up anytime soon. I think it's more plausible, if anything, that the hacker could reveal Xavier as a heel in disguise. Because you got to look at it and say, okay, what is Xavier's motivation for revealing the truth about Mandy Rose and the Otis situation? Another name that I've seen rumoured could be Eric Bischoff. Now, at first,
Who is Eric Bischoff? The SmackDown hacker hand look just like their skin. I saw him pressing the button like this, guys. And look, his hand all white, his finger, and all his arm. So, is it this dude? No. We already know who it is.
I didn't understand this, but
I'm trying to
it
find
makes
more
plausible sense because Bischoff was meant to run SmackDown.
I think somebody got a partner with him. I think he's not working this alone, guys. He gotta have a partner with him.
Until
putting up security cameras all over WWE Performance Center. Y'all know. We saw him in the Performance Center. That's when he had exposed Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. And we also saw him expose Sasha and Bayley, I think. But yeah, I think he putting the cameras all over the WWE Performance Center. Y'all know where the WWE is at. Performance Center is always gonna be there until coronavirus out. They might move it back to the regular, and we might be fans.
McMahon fired him. Maybe Eazy-E has come back to the WWE. Maybe he's managing someone, and maybe that person is the hacker. But Eric Bischoff is the man behind the scenes, pulling all the strings, getting things done. Now, Jeff Hardy has been branded around.
Oh, wow.
I personally don't think this is going to happen. Main reason being is Jeff is a huge name for WWE. Although the hacker, I think, is meant to be a good guy, Jeff has his own redemption story going.
He cannot be Jeff Hardy. He cannot be Jeff Hardy. He cannot be Jeff Hardy.
On. And another really cool name. I love this. It's
I'm telling y'all, folks. His head was white. Also, his arm. What, y'all think he got a skin color or something? He can paint he can paint his hand white, orange white or something. So that what y'all thinking or something? Cause I don't know, bro. I never seen his hand brown. I seen his hand white and his orange white. Let me stop being racist,
The
guys.
truth. People say this because obviously the slogan, the truth will be heard. Again, I don't think it's plausible. Truth's character in WWE is not that of an intelligent...
Oh, that is not Booker T. That's R-Truth. My bad, guys.
A computer hacker. Like, his childhood hero is John Cena. He shows up for SummerSlam at Money in the Bank. Like, R-Truth doesn't even know he works at WWE. He still thinks it's WCW or something. I genuinely do believe the hacker is Ali. I think I've said this since the start. Ali is the...
You see that Lego? Look at that Lego on his jacket and the gloves. I know y'all see that Lego. Take a close look at that Lego. And take a look close on that Lego on his jacket. Right by the hacker hood. So, it gotta be my father Ali. I'm just gonna call him Ali, guys. My father Ali. Just call him Ali. It gotta be Ali. It's got to be Ali. You see the same Lego on the gloves, on the jacket, on the screen, on that screen right there. When y'all see that big circle on that screen, I think we already found out who is the SmackDown hacker. We been find him, but I just need more information. Who is? Why he doing this? I know he want to hear the truth about WWE. Is he still mad over 2019 Brock Lesnar? Is he trying to expose Brock Lesnar? I don't think Brock Lesnar I don't think he on SmackDown. I think he on Monday Night Raw.
Plausible candidate for me. Now,
Here's the thing. Ali is on SmackDown right now, guys. He's on SmackDown. So that's why he called himself the SmackDown hacker, because he used to be on SmackDown, and trying to expose everyone he can on SmackDown who did something to him on SmackDown. So we know actually he's on SmackDown.
More than happy to say he's got a tag team partner, because I think he might have. The fact he's targeting tag teams, now that's the easy storyline option here, because you can't really just have...
Or it could be Eric Bush, whatever his name. He might be the I think he was the GM on SmackDown, and he came back to WWE. And he wanted to get some revenge. So fire him, but WWE don't got even a GM no more. They don't even got a general manager no more. A general manager.
Friends turn on each other. Usually in WWE, if people are friends, they are a tag team. So it makes sense that he might have a tag team partner. Hell, he could just be showing us justice, and it makes sense because he is a former police officer. So it fits perfectly with what we already know with Mustafa Ali. But guys, let me know who you think the hacker is in the comment section down below. Do you think he's in the tag team? We're going to get some really interesting responses, so make sure you read the responses in the comment section. Make sure you hit that like button on the video. Subscribe!
And if you refer to a friend, you can earn $20. Or if you refer to 5 friends, you can make $100.
The SmackDown hacker has definitely captured everybody's attention, and while the question is always asked, who is the SmackDown hacker, and we theorised that many times on the channel, looking at all the different evidence that it could be this superstar and that superstar, really, we haven't really spoken about what the hacker could reveal. Up until now, the hacker has actually only revealed one truth, that being the truth behind Sonya Deville and Dolph Ziggler.
But I thought he also exposed Sasha and Bailey, because I heard someone said that.
Collaborating to take down the relationship of Otis and Mandy and to keep them apart.
I know Sonya Deville was behind this whole thing, taking away Otis' girlfriend, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I already know that.
For Sonya's selfishness. Now, that happened a while ago, and since then the hacker hasn't revealed anything. So I thought it would be kind of fun to look at other things the hacker could reveal, mainly because we've had proof that there is more to be seen. We know this from an old hacker video. It kind of was hidden in plain sight. The hacker released a voicemail message, and you can clearly see on the right of the voicemail message 4 files. The first one is what we was listening to, an audio file, and then there are 3 other files, all video files. So what could those video files be? Well, that's what we're making this video for, to have a look at what the SmackDown hacker could potentially reveal. Well, attention straight away goes to Jeff Hardy. Of course, it's the big news story coming off of SmackDown. Jeff Hardy basically being arrested, seemingly being framed for a road traffic accident. He came back to SmackDown and blamed Sheamus for that. Now, that seems very obvious, of course.
It is suspicious. So suspicious.
Jeff Hardy and Sheamus were involved in a rivalry before what happened on last week's SmackDown, so it does seem semi-obvious that that will happen. So how about we get the feud between Sheamus and Jeff, with Jeff blaming Sheamus, before the hacker comes in and reveals what really happened, shows the world exactly who framed Jeff Hardy. Maybe it was King Corbin, maybe it was Tucker, maybe it was anyone on the roster.
Here's what I'm saying, guys. I think Tucker's with the ugly, because we haven't seen him until weeks, and I don't know if he injured or nothing. It gotta be Tucker. Or Tucker just trying to get all the payback, because he's trying to protect his friend Otis, because Mandy Rose said no to, well, Mandy Rose, because she was with Dolph Ziggler on the Valentine's Day. And I think Tucker trying to get back Mandy Rose. He be trying, so.
But then we started a brand new feud with Jeff and someone new.
I'll tell you one thing. Payback is coming, and it's coming real soon.
The female voice has left a lot of people wondering if there is a female hacker. Of course, I was happy with it. I know some of my loyal subscribers would be as well, because it was another excuse for a squiggly line.
That voice sound like AJ Lee. Oh my god, yo. I feel like, every time I hear about this SmackDown actor, my eyes start burning.
The female voice has left a lot of people wondering if there is a female hacker. Of course, I was happy with it. I know some of my loyal subscribers would be as well, because it was another excuse for a squiggly line. But of course, the female hacker might not be so obvious. If this is what we think it is and the hacker is revealing things, well, maybe it's something to do with the women's division. Alexa and Nikki Cross are a women's tag team, and of course, they are currently the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Not only that,
but guess who stole it? Sasha and Bailey. They got it back.
But they have always been rumoured. People have waited to see them break up since the minute they became a team. So could this lead to that? Very possible. How about Bailey and Sasha? Of course, it's another women's tag team who we thought before may break up. Of course, they seem to have a lot of tension. Bailey seems to be a very much of a glory hug, sort of. Sasha banks the scraps when and if she can. So maybe it will be Bailey and Sasha. Something's revealed about them. Or how about Carmella and Dana Brooke? Kind of thrusted together for no reason.
Dana Brooke.
And they did kind of have that little respectful, friendly rivalry over getting in the Money in the Bank match. Of course, they both got in. We did see them sort of attack each other during the match. So possibly there's something in the future there. When I hear the tape, I do hear Carmella's voice, that distinct accent. Maybe Payback's coming real soon for Dana Brooke. Breaking up the New Day.
Yeah, it would be fun if it was a backlash hacker. All the pay-per-view hacker, Money in the Bank hacker. Or Extreme Rules hacker. Let me stop saying that for we'll be a hacker.
Of course, this has been theorized since SmackDown Hacker really came about. People have wondered if maybe this long-standing tag team could potentially be coming to an end. Of course, people want to see Big E in a big singles role recently. There's been many rumors going back from the old Hacker videos that maybe Xavier Woods could actually be involved with the Hackers. Of course, we know he loves computers and stuff. He does his whole show on video games. So why would
his video show calls up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Let me say that again. Up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Said it 4 times for y'all.
Not be a million miles away from Xavier Woods wanting to expose the truth? Maybe he's jealous of Kofi Kingston. We know that the SmackDown Hackers once had the coordinates leading us to Kingston Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. Straight away, people automatically assumed Kofi Kingston through that. Obviously, if it is Mustafa Ali, people do assume that Ali's involved with the Hacker at least. Then maybe Ali is still angry at the fact that this was hidden.
We haven't seen Mustafa Ali in weeks. Haven't seen him. So it's gotta be him.
His opportunity at the end.
Or we haven't seen Xavier. Or Tucker. Don't put Xavier in just because he brown. Like, so the only person we haven't seen is Tucker or Mustafa Ali. So I think it's these two. It's gotta be behind those two. Don't believe Google, y'all.
Really,
Google probably
this
be
was when
lying.
Kofi Kingston got his massive break, and maybe the one thing the Hacker wants revenge for could be that big opportunity being taken away from him, and Kofi Mania running wild, that huge WrestleMania main event that Kofi Kingston was involved in, winning the WWE title. It should have been Ali. How about The Fiend?
Oh boy.
Bray Wyatt. Now straight up.
Oh no, not him.
I think this would be really interesting because I think the Firefly Funhouse and The Fiend and the SmackDown Hacker are two stories from like the past 12 months that have really captured people's attention.
So you can say it can be the Frank, Bray Wyatt.
So you combine the two, I think that WWE Universe would absolutely love it. Now, of course, you could go down the obvious route of maybe exposing some secrets of the Funhouse. Of course, there are many secrets of the Funhouse we haven't actually had answers to yet. So this would be the perfect way to do it, and then leave Bray Wyatt or The Fiend angry at the Hacker. I think that could be quite an interesting development. Of course, you could do it where like we see Bray Wyatt sort of maybe putting the mask on or something. I mean, it's not a secret that the Fiend is Bray Wyatt. It's literally in his name. But how about thinking outside the box and looking at the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins?
Oh, jeez. The Monday Night Messiah is on Raw. So don't even try to bring him in. He don't got nothing to do with SmackDown. He's on Raw.
This is someone we've spoken about recently on the channel. Of course, he references a higher power very, very often. We know he has his disciples, Murphy and Austin Theory, that follow him around. Now, what's very interesting is Seth has featured in a Hacker video in the past with other Raw superstars. So we're not limiting this to just SmackDown anymore. The Hacker potentially could reveal anything about anyone at any time. Maybe at a pay-per-view or something like that where both brands are together. And maybe we could reveal that Seth Rollins' higher power is the Fiend. That's what we theorized on the channel, that maybe the Fiend is controlling the Messiah and the Messiah is spreading the word of the Fiend. That could potentially be quite a revelation. That could lead to a rivalry between the Hacker and Seth Rollins, maybe a rivalry between Seth and the Fiend again, maybe a rivalry between the Fiend and the hacker. I do think potentially putting both stories together would just elevate the hacker into something huge, because the hacker's big already, but just make him even greater. And how about the hacker going back to his origins? The only thing we've seen the hacker reveal so far is to do with Mandy Rose, Otis, Sonya Deville and Dolph Ziggler. Well, the hacker did show up a few weeks ago on SmackDown, right when Mandy Rose was talking. Now, interestingly, we saw a video package last week of Mandy Rose and Otis at the pool. They was getting away, having a romantic afternoon. And of course, Mandy Rose went into this weird daydream, and she seemingly didn't seem happy with Otis, although it seemed okay. How long is Mandy Rose really going to put up with Otis? Is Otis exactly what Mandy Rose wants? Because that's not how he acted in reality. So maybe there we have the potential for Mandy Rose to turn on Otis, which is something else we've spoken about. What about if Mandy Rose is planning to cost Otis his Money in the Bank briefcase? That would be a huge story, and it would mean the hacker continues following the same person over and over again. Quite a different revelation. Now this one's more fantasy booking, but I think it'd be quite cool. How about exposing Vince McMahon, the boss of WWE? WWE keep doing this whole thing where they're trying to change, they're trying to interest people. Well, how about expose the man on top? Of course, you've got the XFL. Vince invested and, in a lot of people's minds, wasted a lot of money on the XFL. That led to loads of WWE superstars being released. And maybe the hacker could be like, no, we need justice for this. And the justice comes at Vince McMahon's cost, and expose Vince McMahon for what he really is. I potentially think all those stories would be quite interesting. I mean, you could do anything. You could have Paul Heyman talking trash about Brock Lesnar, leading to Brock leaving Paul Heyman. You could then have Heyman recruit a new Paul Heyman guy to take out Brock. There's so much potential that the hacker could reveal that you don't need to reveal the truth of the hacker or the identity of the hacker to actually do that. And you can play this out for a hell of a long time with loads of different stories branching off just from this hacker storyline. But let me know your thoughts on those potential stories in the comment section down below. If you have an idea of things the hacker could reveal. Again, button, we are on the road to 25k, so it would be appreciated. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Peace!
Alright, bye, dude.
So another SmackDown is over with, and of course, no appearance again from the WWE SmackDown hacker. Now, we did do a video on Thursday looking at the hacker maybe targeting Raw and SmackDown superstars, because he released a new hacker video on his YouTube channel, at The Message WWE, and I feel like WWE have kind of moved this storyline a bit more onto social media than others, and I feel like that's fine. Obviously, look at where he is. He's with computers and stuff. Of course, the hacker is going to be proof. Now, we know Elias seemingly got hit by a car that apparently was being controlled by Jeff Hardy. Now, we did make a video covering this as the news broke on SmackDown, and of course, I said it there. I don't think Jeff Hardy was responsible for this. Jeff was found beaten, and obviously they said he smelled of booze in a bush. Well, booze could be poured on him, but Jeff did return at the end of SmackDown, and I think this is obviously proof.
Sheamus and Dave match.
But obviously the police, no further charges, releasing Jeff Hardy very early. Jeff coming back during the main event of Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan. Sheamus winning a battle royal earlier on in the night. Of course, Jeff Hardy attacking Sheamus, obviously blaming Sheamus for what has gone down here. But what if it wasn't Sheamus? What if the hacker could reveal to Jeff who it really was, starting up a whole new feud for Jeff Hardy? I think that's very possible. And I think maybe even if it was Sheamus, maybe people don't believe Jeff. Maybe the hacker then reveals the truth. Now, obviously we know the hacker sees everything. We know he's always looking through cameras. He can hack into every camera. He can do everything, watch everything. We've seen him listening to voicemails. We've seen him scanning people's faces in the streets. The hacker doesn't miss anything. So surely the hacker saw what was going on. Well, obviously I didn't see this the first time, but watching it back, do you see it? No, I don't mean Jason Jordan with a guitar. Very clearly stood right next to them is a woman recording this. Now Jason Jordan instantly says, you know, stop recording. Now obviously this is someone WWE is paying, and they could very well be paying her to look like she's just a member of the public filming this. Now obviously that's possible, but what if that video footage gets into the hand of the hacker? Maybe she's working with a hacker. We said before, we heard about female voice. I have no idea who this woman is at all. I don't think...
I'm suspicious. We haven't even heard from him. So, of course, this gotta be her. Why was she holding a camera taking pictures of the scene? Like she a police officer, like she a detective.
She's any member of any kind of roster, so she could just be an extra. Maybe her phone gets hacked or something like that. Now, I think that's interesting. And now something else interesting is the hacker's always saying lately that we will rise. He talks about we are coming, we are watching. We've heard the hacker say it, the word we, especially on social media, a hell of a lot. A lot more than what we probably should do. Because last night they changed the GPS coordinates on their Twitter account, and very interestingly, it comes to a place called I'm Alone Road in I'm Alone, Wisconsin. Now, obviously, break that down to I am alone. Obviously, that doesn't fit with what we've seen before from the hacker. The hacker's always been someone who has said, we.
So, guys, we're not talking about who got Jeff Hardy arrested. I don't care. Well, I really do care about that. I won't have to record that.
We. Well, this week on SmackDown, Shorty G was back. Now, we haven't seen Chad Gable at all on WWE TV since the hacker storyline started. So maybe, because Shorty G's now back in WWE and on TV, that the hacker is now alone, but when he returns, he won't be alone. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Shorty G therefore isn't the hacker, but Shorty G was a fan favourite to be involved in the storyline because people uncovered what they thought was his voice. Now, I gotta say, as a huge Chad Gable fan, I really hoped at the very least the fact he was off TV was they was dropping the Shorty G gimmick. So the fact he's returned with it, and with Cesaro belittling him, calling him Shorty again, and the short jokes are back, I kind of feel like it's just done. Why are you bothering? It's, you know, okay, do a storyline out of it once, but to continually change his name is getting a little bit bad. So maybe Shorty's now back, so Ali will return soon. Now, something else we noticed during SmackDown, I did tweet about this during the show, the lights on the stage of SmackDown. They are very reminiscent of the actual light that we see in the hacker videos, this ring of lights that we've always assumed to be Ali. Now, the hacker, every time they spoke, whether they're talking about I or we, say that they are everywhere and they are watching everything. Now, wouldn't it be a really cool tie-in to claim that the lights on top of the SmackDown stage, because they do resemble the lights the hacker uses, wouldn't it be cool if they said they were cameras, and those cameras were constantly watching everything from every angle all the time? I mean, there is one extra light in the light, and maybe that light in the middle is a camera. I don't know, I thought that would be kind of cool. But also, if you say those lights potentially could have something to do with the hacker, that means Ali may not be the hacker. We've always assumed it's Ali because of the ring of lights on the hand, but the theories have continued.
Y'all heard him? Y'all heard him? Y'all heard what he said? And look at that same old Lego.
That it's Corey Graves, that it's Xavier Woods, that it's Jeff Hardy's been mentioned, CM Punk, I think is a big favourite, Shane McMahon
Corey
as well.
Graves.
Well,
No, it's not Corey
maybe
Graves.
the light that we see on that ring of lights represents SmackDown lights because they are the cameras and not Ali's ring of lights. I know it's a little bit, pushing it a little bit, but it could be possible. Now, ever since Jeff Hardy's return to the WWE this time round, of course, he has been portraying this story of redemption. We've seen those video vignettes before Hardy returned, and obviously one of them was titled Redemption. Everything Jeff Hardy has done, from his first promo back in the ring, etc., has talked about his problems with addiction, and I feel like what they're currently doing is pushing that to the very max, and I know some fans do not like it. I completely understand why.
Oh, it's not my fault.
I personally don't have a problem with it.
I love
because I
recording, so
feel
y'all
like
can
it's a
watch my
great way to prove redemption for Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy, I think most of the wrestling fans believe Jeff was completely innocent tonight, and he didn't do it. It was a setup. Obviously, it's kayfabe. That's why it's on the WWE show. So, when you think about what Jeff is an addict. If you look back through Ali's
I remember I did a
videos,
video of the secret code. It said start with 0.
he did a whole promo video where he went around helping people, including someone who was abusing alcohol. And I think it's very tied up with this. Then maybe that's a possibility that he thought, hey, I can hit Elias at the same time as frame Jeff Hardy, and maybe Jeff Hardy's next feud is King Corbin. I think it's very possible that it's not Sheamus, that we have a few matches between Sheamus and Jeff, then the truth is revealed. Now, I put out a poll on Twitter. I left it up for an hour. I didn't want to put it up for 24 hours, so I do apologise the poll's not there. But if you want to vote in future polls, make sure you follow me at CWrestlingUK. I asked you guys if you thought that the hacker would reveal something to do with what we saw tonight on SmackDown. Overwhelmingly, with 63 votes, 81% said yes, they do believe that the hacker will reveal something. 19% say no. Now, as I mentioned, I'm perfectly fine with this story as long as the end of it is someone saying to Jeff Hardy, I'm sorry, I doubted you, I was wrong. And this is like Jeff's big redemption, that Jeff is basically saying to the WWE Universe, look, you can trust me, I didn't do this. And when that's proven, hopefully a lot of the audience will calm down, because I think it's about 80% don't mind it, and there are the 20%. I've seen Matt Hardy's tweets, I've seen Rebby Hardy tweet, etc., saying that this was in bad taste, and I do understand, I completely get it. But ultimately, I do think it's a way to prolong the hacker storyline. Obviously, the hacker storyline, there's been rumours it's been pushed back until WWE get live fans back. So maybe it's a way to sort of let the hacker reveal something new and keep fans happy about that. I'd be all for it. I think it's a great idea. I'm really, really into this hacker storyline. So let me know, as you always do, your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget you can follow me on social media, Instagram and Twitter.
What do you love most? Peanut butter? Chocolate? We got you, dog.
I don't like either. I like.
So the SmackDown hacker did show up this week on SmackDown, and seemingly the video was exactly the same as the one we saw at Money in the Bank. However, there was...
The hacker is going after Kofi. That's weird. Why is going after Kofi? So it could be a saving.
Something very interesting, I know.
But he brown. I think he just gonna. I think he paint himself white. Something like
on this video that was on Sunday's video, but I didn't notice it then. I only noticed it today. Hence, we're making the video today. You can clearly see under the circles, the rings of light, green. Those monitors show green. Bear that in mind. Now, the video that's shown today, the hacker sort of said he was seeing everybody. He could see everybody. And then, of course, we saw access granted. We theorized on Sunday that this could be that the hackers gained access to something, or that the hacker was granting us access into something. Now, bear in mind, access granted again flashes in green. Now, of course, we did get access to something new, a new look for the hacker. And not only that, but people did theorize these green lights looked a bit odd. Obviously, Money in the Bank was the first thought, but again, this was shown on SmackDown as well. Now, you can clearly see that Big E is on the big monitor. Now, a lot of people have theorized that the New Day would split from this, and of course, Big E actually changed to Kofi Kingston throughout. The only monitor that changed was the New Day's monitor, and that wasn't it. Xavier Woods was shown again on the exact same monitor. Now, Xavier Woods, interestingly, has been rumored and theorized to be the hacker. But after Sunday's video, the message, WWE changed their Twitter bio. This is the official Twitter page for the hacker, and they said, "Look up." So straight away, you look at that image and you think, yeah, okay, the New Day's on top. They got that big monitor. It grabs your eye. But there is a whole row.
One day we will figure out who is this SmackDown hacker. I'm going to find my own evidence. But people got like almost a lot of videos of SmackDown hacker. So they making me steal their videos.
Of actual monitors above the New Day. You can see people like Lucha House Party, Tamina, a lot of them are invisible. But when you zoom in on top right, this monitor has text on it, and it says information. Why did none of the others have any text on them at all? But this one has a very clear word. Now, with green being a common feature here, the word information is also
we know what it means
in green. So if we're looking at a code, if we're looking for something to decode and something that the hacker sort of may put in as an Easter egg, maybe green is the information, something green in the picture. And you can quite clearly see here that there's a picture in the top right. Sheamus's has a tint, and also Sasha and Bayley. Now, Sasha and Bayley have been rumoured for a long time to be breaking up. I think ever since they formed a tag team, we've sort of watched and expected them to split. This week on SmackDown, Charlotte Flair did her best to stir the pot once again, and obviously said to Sasha Banks, "Are you happy to basically be in Bayley's corner?"
This is pretty weird. Y'all remember I had did part 2 of the video? So why the SmackDown hacker is not showing? Cause when Bayley is really not her friend, then Sasha on mute and Bayley just using her. So the SmackDown hacker it really not show up, guys. That's kind of suspicious to me.
Said to Bayley that Sasha's the only
I definitely had watched SmackDown when Charlotte said, "Is you your own woman, or you just gonna be Bayley?" And so I'm suspicious. Why did the SmackDown hacker did not show up? Say the truth would be heard.
And she's relevant, so it's possible, but the hacker hasn't revealed anything here yet, and he had the chance to. And don't forget, Sheamus is tinted green as well, so maybe Sheamus has been up to something. The one on the top was tinted in green. Again, you can't see anything really because the head was cut off. But the green lights are under the big monitor and right in front of the hacker.
Were you paying attention? I told you. The truth will be heard.
Yep, this just sound like Ali. You don't call him Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali. Funny name. It could be Mustafa Ali, guys. That's the same voice I heard on the last on the other video I just did, right on, I don't know what I'm saying, but I just heard that voice. I know I just heard that voice. It could be my fire Ali. It could be my fire Ali. Yep, it's him.
And those lights take us to Nikki and Alexa, and the hacker literally tells us to pay attention. So maybe there is something in this coding stuff that maybe the hacker is giving us clues as to who the next victim will be. I love this storyline. I think it just keeps giving. It's obviously a guess, but you never ever know. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Follow.
Now, the hacker,
so we did a video before Raw, we're doing one after Raw, because we did a video looking at the new message from the SmackDown hacker. However, that cheeky little hacker, I tried to be quick, and then he changes his coordinates as well. I know, right? Well, the video itself was basically this. It was someone playing chess, seemingly knocking a queen down, saying every action has a consequence.
Yo, how is it? So you said it's Corey Graves. So you said me when the SmackDown hacker exposed Mandy and Sonya Deville, Corey Graves was not there at the announce table. You know. So if you said that, bro, stop lying. Stop lying. It's not Corey Graves. I'm still watching them because I like this.
Sequence basically. So, okay, that's perfectly fine. But as I mentioned, the SmackDown hacker changed his coordinates. If you want to pause the video and go and research it for yourself and see where it takes you, you can see the coordinates on screen right now. So make sure you do that if that's what you want to do. But I need to give a massive shout out to Yowie Wowie on Twitter. He was the first person that follows me that sent me over this information. So thumbs up, thank you for that, dude, because it takes us to Kingston Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. Now, I don't think there's any relevance to the shop names or anything silly like that. Obviously, if you've not worked it out yet, Kingston? Get it now? It looks like the SmackDown hacker has a definite target. The New Day. And this doesn't come as a surprise. It's something we've definitely theorized in the past. It's something, again, we have actually seen from the SmackDown hacker. We've seen him sort of looking at Big E. Maybe there is a reason why Big E's been on screen. Maybe he knows something about Kofi, about Big E. Maybe Big E will be the heel. Maybe Kofi will be the heel. I've got absolutely no idea. But it looks now like the New Day could be in some serious trouble. It looks like they might be breaking up. And we all know that Kofi Kingston had the Elimination Chamber match. We had Kofi Mania basically start in the Elimination Chamber. Fans really wanted him to win that match. But Kofi Kingston was never meant to be in that match. That spot was Mustafa Ali's. Mustafa Ali was supposed to be in the Elimination Chamber, but he got injured and he had to be replaced. It was obviously Kofi Kingston that replaced Ali. Kofi then went on to win the WWE title at WrestleMania, so it looks very much so like Ali is not happy with Kofi Kingston, which really surprises me because Kofi is a babyface. Ali always has been a babyface. We assume the fact he was telling the truth meant he was a babyface, so it would assume that Ali could well be the hacker. We pretty much know that from the Ring of Lights. We've always assumed that, but it now looks definite, and it definitely has a progression storyline in place here, so it's something now to really bunker down and consider. However, one thing still doesn't sit right to me, and that's the female voicemail. they said that Payback is coming real soon. You remember the one that had the squiggly line? I do love a squiggly line. I don't know what it is, but I really do love a squiggly line. But we had this voicemail a couple of hacks ago. It was on one of the hackers' actual promo vignette things, and it's a female. And we've kind of been wondering, is it a female hacker? Is it someone like he's going to expose? We did, and in the last video, even consider Bailey and Sasha, who again have appeared in the hacker videos. Obviously, they're involved with Charlotte Flair, and Charlotte was talking about Sasha and Bailey breaking up and stuff. So I still think there's more to it than the New Day and Kofi Kingston. It could be that the hacker is actually about to expose multiple truths. What if he just comes out and drops truths all throughout the show? That would be crazy.
Yeah,
now,
crazy,
this
yeah.
is the hacker's official Twitter page at the Message WWE,
I need to go
and
check
you can
his
also see that
Twitter
number.
page,
We
so
did
I can see
discuss
what
it on
he
the
up
last
to.
video, but in case you missed it, you can clearly see it seems to be Zelina Vega's birthday. I've not seen anyone else come up with anything different to what it could be. And of course, the chess piece looked like a queen. Well, of course, Zelina Vega is from Queens, New York. So, I don't know. I really don't know. These clues are so well done because it takes you all over the WWE roster to multiple different people all over the place. And what's really interesting is it took us to Vega, and of course we looked at Austin Theory's picture he posted on Twitter. There seemed to be some kind of rift amongst the group that she's been leading. And of course on Monday Night Raw, that's exactly what happened. Zelina Vega, Andrade and Angel Garza turned on Austin Theory. So maybe that code in the bio was revealed it hours before it even happened. I think that's really cool. Now, going back to Kofi Kingston, I think the New Day is likely a target. I think we've always said this throughout. We've said that Xavier Woods could be a hacker if they're a faction and stuff. I think it makes sense for Ali, if he is the hacker, to target Kofi. My only issue is it just to hurt Kofi, therefore he turns Big E heel, for example, he exposes the truth about Big E? Or is Kofi going to become heel? Because I can't remember Kofi Kingston being heel in WWE. And I think naturally...
I don't think Ali is the hacker. Probably Google probably be lying. Yeah, I know Google always lie, but not always. Like, sometimes they tell you. Like, Google are smart. Sorry for saying that about you, Google, but you all smart. Y'all probably lying on here.
Is it who she seems to be? What if Mandy never changed and is actually just playing with Otis? The perfect way to execute this story will be with the usage of the WWE hacker. This is a great time to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. A large
never mind. Guys, y'all don't hear that video later, okay?
that subscribe button if you enjoy it. Basically return and show some footage of Mandy Rose. Just head.
Yeah, y'all gonna hear that later from me because I've got to put that on YouTube also. Okay. Guys, I'm so sorry. I promise you I was gonna do Blossberg today, but it's getting so late. So, guys, I will play Blossberg for y'all tomorrow. It's just too many I got on my mind. The hacker, we got Mandy Rose, we got Becky Lynch, we got Sasha and Bailey. I got all her videos to react to, guys, so y'all can see for yourself who's the SmackDown hacker, what is going on. I'm so sorry, guys, but I promise y'all I'll take some time off reacting to videos, play Blossberg tomorrow, and I bet you this is not a lie. This is not a lie. But sorry guys, tomorrow is tomorrow. I promise y'all. Piggy promise. And I put it on God. And yeah, I will record for y'all.
Out of all three members of the New Day, I think Kofi Kingston's the one that's liked the most, especially by kids, and WWE is predominantly aimed at kids. This whole hacker storyline, it just takes you in so many directions. I really love it, hence why we did this follow-up video, because I don't want to leave you guys in the dark. Some of you may not know that other information we covered in this video, so hence...
So, that's a Corey Graves. Sure he can not be here.
Everybody still wants to know the identity of the mysterious SmackDown hacker, and completely understandable as well. At Money in the Bank, a lot of people thought maybe we'll get the big reveal, or maybe at least the next truth will be revealed, and in fairness, all we did get was a different perspective, a new look for the hacker, as we saw a new promo of him looking around, watching everything that the WWE is probably...
Where's that, guys? Up top on the screen, I saw a word.
Ever produced. Now, before Money in the Bank, we did theorize that maybe his new target would be Jeff Hardy. There was a whole video up on the channel. Other YouTubers did the exact same, thinking Jeff would be the next target. There was rumors on wrestling dirt sheets that the hacker was going to target Jeff, and of course it never happened at Money in the Bank, at least. Well, don't forget, the hacker told us he gave the person a final warning. He wanted the truth to come out. Well, not long before Money in the Bank, Jeff Hardy actually did After the Bell podcast with Corey Graves, in which he was very honest in talking about his past, things that have gone wrong for him, talking about coming back to the WWE, battling his demons, all the stuff from DUIs to the pain in his body, everything that Jeff Hardy could have talked about.
Because why Corey Graves want to know about Jeff Hardy's secret? That's pretty weird, guys. I would not tell him my secret. I swear, I would not tell Corey Graves my secret. Even if he was a SmackDown hacker, I would not tell him my secret. Yeah, he can go ahead and expose me. I don't care. What's gonna happen? Wait, he gonna do something? All he just gonna do is just expose people. That's all, not do nothing.
He spoke about...
who cares? You can still lie. I don't care.
Maybe Jeff Hardy told the truth, and therefore at Money in the Bank, the hacker had nothing to expose Jeff Hardy for. Something to ponder as we consider who the hacker could be, or at least who he's associated with. Maybe Corey Graves. Now, from what I just mentioned, of course, Corey Graves, After the Bell podcast host, if that is true, it makes perfect sense. But maybe Corey Graves has got a whole bigger role in all of this. Of course, Corey, we all know him. He sits at ringside with Michael Cole on SmackDown, so 100% he's on the right brand, and he has a good history of this. Of course, he was the guy that Kurt Angle confided in. He helped unite Kurt Angle with his on-screen son, Jason Jordan. And remember the whole Kurt Angle was a general manager. He got those mysterious texts. Corey Graves was the man who basically found out it was Jason Jordan. Not only that, but then Enzo Amore. Enzo got attacked. No one could work out who it was. Everyone was being accused. And of course it was again Corey Graves who had the insider scoop. Corey Graves did what Kurt Angle, WWE officials, could not do, and got security footage proving Big Cass was not attacked, that he basically set the whole thing up, and that Cass was the attacker of Enzo. And that was Corey, not Michael Cole, not Vince McMahon, not Kurt Angle. How did Corey Graves get that security footage? Now, when you look at Corey Graves' show on the network, there's an old one, Straight to the Source, where he wanted to get into the minds of superstars and talk about what is going on. And would you just look at the image? Of course, in the background, you can see a ring of lights. This is years ago that this happened, and yet it's there. It's right there. You can Google this image. Just Google Corey Graves, Straight to the Source, and the light is there. Not only that, but today he does the After the Bell podcast, where again he's trying to get to the bottom. Of course,
I see that light, guys. I see. Let me go ahead and tell this picture of Corey Graves. Why my eyes burn every time I know about this stupid man now. Okay, what is that picture? That like. Okay, it's not on her, but I saw it on her.
In the background, you can see a ring of lights.
Yeah, I see it. I see it, bro. I'm suspicious than you are. I'm so suspicious. Who cares?
2 years ago that this happened, and yet it's there. It's right there. You can Google this image. Just Google Corey Graves straight to the source, and the light is there.
Oh, Corey Graves straight to the source. Let me pause this, guys. I'll be right back to my video. Guys, I had saw it and yep, I saw it. I had looked up Corey Graves straight to the source and I saw that like.
Not only that, but today he does the After the Bell podcast, where again he's trying to get to the bottom of everything going on with WWE and WWE superstars. So why is it not plausible that Corey Graves could be associated with the hacker? Now, I don't think for 1 minute that Corey Graves is the SmackDown hacker. I don't think he's the only guy behind it. But it's certainly great timing.
I think he's working with the SmackDown.
I mean, they've literally just been talking about Corey Graves wanting to return to the ring. It's all over the wrestling dirt sheets that he's been taking off the ring rust and he's been sort of retraining as a pro wrestler. Of course, he was a very successful independent wrestler. He went to NXT, he suffered some injuries and he had to step away. Well, he said that Edge's return inspired him and that he wanted to try getting back into the squared circle again. So, perfect timing. Maybe Corey Graves has been cleared. Now, I still think the hacker is Mustafa Ali. I think it just makes perfect sense. The Ring of Light, it is what we associate today with Mustafa.
And also, you see the same circle on there. But with Corey Graves, we're doing that thing with Sasha and that girl, but her, I don't know what her name. I maybe need to go look at that. I also saw that little circle blue. So it's got to be between Corey Graves or Mustafa Ali. I'm sorry, I'll call you that, bro. I gotta call you my fire.
But at the end of the day, we've always theorized that the hacker will probably not be alone and it will probably be some kind of faction. And that was recently backed up by the hacker himself on Twitter with a series of tweets saying, "We will rise." Of course, we did do a separate video on this, but it fits in.
Yeah, we. So that means he working with someone. We will rise. We will rise. I think it could be my Ali and Corey Graves working together, but we actually don't know that for sure, guys. Yeah, guys, we actually don't know that for sure.
Perfectly with this one as well. Of course, the bio. How many people does it take to change everything? The hacker wants to change everything, but how many people does it take? And of course, the coordinates on that day took us to "you need us." And of course, you need us being plural again. It just makes a lot of sense.
It do make sense.
I really do like the idea that it could be CM Punk, but I really...
No, guys, we were saying this morning, it could be CM Punk. Y'all are true. But like I said, he didn't have no tattoos on his hand. Yeah, I'm pretty sure CM Punk do got tattoos on his hand. So, this morning we was talking about CM Punk. It could be CM Punk. But we actually don't know that for sure. Because we don't know the information. But we got a little bit information out of CM Punk. Who he could be. Also, we saw it on his Twitter. On Twitter. What the heck I'm saying? Twitter. Let me stop doing this.
Do you think that's an outside chance? I would never put money on it being Punk. I think WWE want it to sound like Punk because they want to grab people's attention. But I'm 99 point...
CM Punk has not been to WWE until a long time. Y'all know he hasn't been here until a long time, guys. So I don't think it's CM Punk.
9% sure it's not going to be Punk. But if you want a manager at least for the Hackers, why not Corey Graves? Why not the man that sits at ringside, that's the analyst that knows everything about everyone? He knows everyone's movesets because he calls them in every single match. If you're going to get someone to help you, Corey would be perfect. And imagine the faction that could rise from this. We've already heard what we assume to be voices of Xavier Woods, Mustafa.
Guys, I heard Corey Graves say, I love the bank statement better. And basically everything better. And I think, of course, Corey Graves knows how to move. Because, you know, what she did a lot of times. So, of course, they don't know the move. Because they did it a lot of times. And they got to be there. Like, Corey Graves, I always there, so.
For Ali and Chad Gable on audio recordings, so we assume that they're going to be behind the Hacker role in some way. There is the rumor.
It's up to these three people: Corey Graves, Xavier Woods, Ali, and that look like Shorty G, but that's really Chad Gable. So who is the last one? Who is this last one who's all black and all the white strings under there?
A mysterious female joining the Hackers. We'll have to wait and see who that could be. But of course, why not a manager? Or even if Corey can return to the ring, a wrestler in Corey Graves. I don't know, for me it just makes a lot of sense, but I'll be interested to know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like.
So this video has not been good.
Are we the first candy to make something thin? Nah. Are we the best at it? Yep.
The SmackDown Hacker did.
Wait, God, I take that back. I'm sorry, God. I probably will do it tomorrow. Record plus back. Okay, God, I'm sorry. I take that back. Oh, jeez. I cannot take that back. Cause I already said. I'm sorry, God. Please do not send me down there. I'm so sorry I put that on you, God. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, God, I put that on you. Never put nothing on God unless you really gonna do it. And I lied. Oh no, I lied. Oh no. God, I'm so sorry for lying. Oh, I just don't know how to stop, but I'm so sorry, God. Promise you, I will not put nothing on you again.
Show up at WWE Money in the Bank, but maybe not in the way people expected. We were waiting for a big truth to be revealed, or maybe.
Oh, y'all. I forgot to pause it. Well, it look like y'all heard what I said this guy, but yeah, I love you, guys.
Given a massive debut, but it did not happen. Instead, we got this awesome new promo vignette video thing from the Hacker, in which he was basically telling us that he can see everything. We saw CCTV, we saw him following people, we then saw this random computer screen with sort of coding on it, and the